Hey guys, editor Zach here. So, about 3 hours after I got done filming this video, I found out that DoorDash is in fact testing something that I suggested would be a better alternative in this video. So, you'll know what I'm talking about when we get to that part in the video, but just know they are testing something in addition to what we're going to be discussing. I want to get ahead of the comments right now. I am well aware that this isn't a brand new feature. However, more and more this is popping up for drivers, and a lot of people are seeing it for the first time. So, we're going to have a conversation about it. Let me know in the comments how you would feel about handing your phone over to a customer who may or may not have a habit of reporting orders missing. Personally, I'm not keen on the idea. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had numerous messages from drivers sending me screenshots of the Dasher app asking them to hand their phones over to the customer to get a signature for orders delivered. Before making this video, I did a bit of research and figured out that this happens for one of two reasons generally. Number one, the customer ordered something expensive like an electronic. Or number two, the customer has a nasty habit of reporting that the order never showed up. Now, I am well aware that this isn't the only app that requires some sort of a customer signature, and I don't like it anymore on most of the other apps either. We'll get to the exception a little later in the video. I guess we should start by me explaining why I don't really like asking customers for signatures. When customers use services like DoorDash or Walmart Spark, they don't have to physically sign anything, so these apps don't have any point of reference of what their signature is supposed to look like. And even if they did have a record of what their signature looks like, if the customer has a habit of reporting that the order was missing, do you really think that the signature is going to do any good? No, the customer is going to say it wasn't their signature. While I am all for fraud prevention, I'm not a fan of this. All it does is slow us down and put an expensive device in the hands of a customer who may or may not lack ethics. If they want to have some sort of fraud prevention system in place, that's great, but why not do what Uber Eats does and have a PIN system instead? This was the exception I was talking about earlier. I truly believe that the PIN system on Uber Eats actually protects the driver, as the customer is the only one who knows that PIN, and they can't claim the order didn't show up. I mean, I guess they could technically claim it didn't show up, but they're probably not going to get very far. Let me know in the comments section if you think this would be a better system. Now, I can't speak for any of you, but I much prefer my orders to be leave it at the door. When I'm getting out of the car, I can get the app ready to take a picture, and I can scurry off much quicker that way. I don't want to wait around on a customer, and I'm damn sure not about to wait out a timer. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to send them a picture of their order at the door, and I'm going to leave. Okay, maybe this isn't entirely fair of me. They're obviously trying something to dissuade customers from lying, cheating, and stealing. But is it enough? And is it the right implementation? My phone isn't the most expensive device in the world anymore. In fact, I'm still using an iPhone 6 because I'm cheap. And it works. Stop judging me. But many of you are walking around with devices that cost in excess of $1,000. Do you really want to hand that over to a customer? If the customer accidentally drops your phone and breaks it, or an even less likely scenario, they run off with it, do you think that the apps are going to replace your phone? Of course not. Press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you agree with me. Speaking of a customer potentially running off with our phones, I could have had this exact scenario happen a couple of days ago if I wasn't careful. My apologies. I don't remember who left this tip in the comment, but it was genius. I used it, and it very well could have saved my phone. I was delivering a Spark order to an elderly lady who seemed very confused about the whole process. This was an order where I had to get her signature, and I remember this person in the comments saying that the driver should always hold their own phone and then have the customer sign it, which is exactly what I did. After getting her signature, I asked her to please wait for a moment so I could get my order verification picture, but she ignored my request, grabbed the two bags, and went inside. Had she still had my phone in her hand, it could have disappeared. Albeit rare, I have had a couple of customers take my phone inside the house with a bag of groceries and sign inside. I ended up fixing this specific situation by taking a picture of her house number in the app instead of the grocery bags. I've made it no secret. DoorDash is a secondary app for me because they just don't pay very well in my market. But I've been on there for 4 years, and to date, I have never gotten a contract violation. Knock on wood. With that said, the law of large numbers is a very real thing, so eventually I will get one. But I do take steps to protect myself. I want to share a couple of those with you that you may not have previously considered. For starters, I don't take low or no tip orders. Argue with me all you want, but it's the customers who respect our time enough to tip well for it that don't cause those problems. It's the customers who tip poorly, or even worse, not at all, that report orders missing. Something as simple as pressing the decline button can help protect you. On a similar note, never do earn by time. It exists to get those exact orders delivered. Don't fall for it. Not to mention, with earn by time, you don't know if they tipped until it's too late. If it is a leave it at the door order, I always get pictures of the house number, building number, or apartment number. Basically anything that can prove I was where I was supposed to be, and I'll keep those pictures for about a week, just in case the customer makes a claim that the order didn't show. Whenever possible, I take my pictures in a way where the house or apartment number is visible in the picture. I'm pretty confident this saved me at least once. I took a picture like that on a shop and pay once, and the customer proceeded to report the 2 most expensive items as incorrect. Spoiler. They were the right items. The customer just couldn't claim that the order didn't show up because his address was visible in the picture. I saw this guy watching me from the window. He saw me step back far enough to make sure that the house number was visible in the picture, and when I walked away, he walked out and proceeded to chuck his bags of groceries in the door, and I'm not exaggerating. He was literally throwing them. He was pissed. Moving on. If the customer calls you and asks you to deliver to a different address, ask them to message you the request. That way DoorDash can see it. While they can listen to the phone calls, it's much easier for them to look at messages and verify that you did what the customer asked you to do. With that said, if the customer does request a different address, call support and let them deal with it if you don't want to do it. You're under no obligation. You accepted the order with one address, and if they're trying to change it, they're changing the terms. 4 years without a single contract violation. I must be doing something right. Try those things out. Let me know how they work for you. I want to turn it back to the signature screen for a moment. Do you think that this is an act of good faith, or is it just an unnecessary added step that won't protect us and will just slow us down? Also, do you think a PIN system would be better? Be sure to let me know in the comments section. The final thing that I want to touch on is contract violations. If we have to get a signature from a customer and they still report the order as missing, do you think that that signature is going to stop us from getting a contract violation? Now, this is just my own speculation, but it's my assumption that we would probably still get the violation. If I am correct in my assumption, then what's the freaking point of a signature to begin with? Well, I do think that there are better ways to go about fraud prevention. I guess something is better than nothing? Regardless on whether you think this is a good thing or a bad thing, always take steps to protect yourself. Do not rely on these apps to do it for you. Alright guys, I don't do a channel membership, a Patreon, or any kind of merch. Something as simple as pressing the like button and subscribing to my channel goes a very long way. If you would like to support the channel past that, consider checking out Fetch by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment. Fetch is a free app where you turn receipts into gift cards. Doesn't matter if it's gas, grocery, or restaurant receipts. As long as it has a name, a date, and a price, you can scan it and turn those points into gift cards. Just a few examples of gift cards you can redeem are Amazon, Walmart, and Starbucks, as well as a ton of others. If you use my affiliate link by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment, you'll get a bonus on your first scan. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to check out one of my videos, as well as your continued support of my channel. My name is Zach. Take care.